Unfortunately for us, we have been joined by Hajia Habibata Shani Zakaria, who's joined us to tell us about the statement that she's actually issued. Hajia, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Afternoon Ghana. Hajia, could you please speak up so I can hear you, please? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Thank you very much for joining us on Good Afternoon Ghana. Now, thank you very much for accepting to talk to us, madam.
Thank you,
Right.
Muru. Good afternoon to your cherished listeners.
And first of all, Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you
Right.
too,
Right.
and
Thank you.
your cherished listeners.
Wonderful. Let me read a statement which we have been.
Thank you.
Yes, just hold on a second. I just want to read just the first paragraph of it so that you can confirm to us whether indeed you're the one who authored this statement. It's very important to us because we live in fake news, times of fake news. And so I just want to read just the first part. It says immediate release. First of all, it says Hajia Habibata Shani Mahama Zakaria for immediate release 9th April 2024. And it says, I've noted with surprise and sadness the decision of the neck of our party to declare my opponent Alhaji Farouk Aliyu Muhammad the parliamentary candidate for the 2024 parliamentary elections for the Yendi constituency. Can you confirm that indeed this is coming from you?
I authored the release.
You can confirm this is coming from you?
Yes, I can confirm that the statement is coming from me.
Okay. Why have you found it necessary or deemed it necessary to issue the statement?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the statement was sent to me via social media on WhatsApp. So when I saw the decision of the NEC, first of all, I was surprised. I looked at it and I thought that I had to respond to it as soon as possible as a patriot.
Hold on. There's something I need to get clearly. You're saying that as one of the parties to the, and I'm using conflict here advisedly, as one of the parties to the conflict, you were not officially communicated to. You had to actually find or discover the statement on social media?
Yes, I wasn't contacted prior to the decision making and after the decision. And up to this minute, nobody has contacted me to communicate to me officially what the decision was at NEC.
Wow, that's interesting. So you got wind of the statement and you decided to respond to the content of the statement.
Yes, I had to respond as a patriot. Having been born from a UP tradition, I've been a patriot all my life and I'll continue to be a patriot. Yeah.
So, in summary, what are you communicating through the statement?
So, what I am communicating through this statement is that I expected the party to have followed the rule of natural justice, which they did not follow. What I expected the party to have done was to at least call me to give me some fair hearing as to what happened. It never happened. I was told a 3-member committee was formed and they were supposed to look into the matter. That was the communication that got to me. So I met 2 individuals separately of the committee, and the agreement was that they were going to meet as a committee and then call me to engage me. That never happened until yesterday's meeting. So the first time I saw the decision was a social media correspondence where a friend sent it to me. That was the first time I saw the decision.
So, quick 2 takeaways from this. One, nobody actually heard your side of the story. That's number one. Number
Yes,
2,
please.
you were not officially communicated to as an important party to this conflict. And
Yes,
then number
please.
3, you actually found it on social media and you've decided to
Yes.
respond to it just to, state the fact that you've not been treated fairly because you
Yes,
believe
and that is exactly why I meant in my statement by saying that I wasn't treated fairly.
Okay.
At least the least I expected from the party was some small respect given to me. Because when 2 people are in a conflict, you treat them equally. That is the least I expected from the party.
I see. Now, just 2 quick things. I spoke to Nana Boakye on Monday. Now, he said 2 things to me. He said the 3-member committee were not necessarily meant to investigate the impasse. Because I was also under the impression that they were meant to invest. He says no, they were not. They were only
So
meant to communicate.
I wasn't in the meeting, in the first NEC meeting they held. I wasn't there. But what was communicated to me as a person was to have met the 3-member committee, which I never met. I met 2 individuals of the committee one-on-one, and each of them, I went to them and presented my facts to them with regards to documents and evidence on a pen drive as to what transpired in the primaries. But they did not call me voluntarily. I reached out to them voluntarily, and none of them communicated any decision to me from the last NEC meeting until yesterday.
Interesting. The second issue is this. Nana B tells me that the party was only good because I asked about what sorts of information the party was going to rely on in coming to a final decision as to what the way forward is. He said 2 things: the police report and the report of the electoral commission, just the 2.
Yes. So I don't know what the national organizer meant by that.
Okay.
But when you look at our party guidelines, the party guidelines that were issued prior to our elections, that was issued on 24th January 2024. When you read the statement after the first 2 paragraphs, the first statement really indicated that the EC shall have the sole responsibility of carrying out the election. So some of these things could have been done if the party had arranged the election without the involvement of the EC. So it is therefore not clear to me why the national organizer will choose to disregard the EC's recommendation, but at the same time will rely on sections of the police reports, which was there to protect law and order and not to supervise the election.
I see. That's quite interesting. Now, just before you take leave of us, you have asked for unity in the party. And in fact, when you read at the tail end of the statement, you've asked for unity within the party. You said you would also accept any responsibility that will be assigned you in order for the party to chop.
I didn't get that.
I'm just reading a portion of your statement. Let me just do this just quickly before. I just want to read verbatim what is contained in your statement. So there's a portion here that says that. So you're saying that I would avail myself for any task that would be assigned to me to ensure that the NPP wins both the presidential and parliamentary contest in the Yendi constituency during the 2024 elections. Is that to suggest that even though you're not happy with the way things have panned out, how things have played out, the fact that you've not been treated fairly, you're still saying that party interest first? Is that what it's supposed to mean?
That is what it means exactly. As I indicated earlier on, I'm a patriot and I will continue to be a patriot. Being a patriot means that no matter what decision comes from the party by a few people, you don't let that distract you from being a patriot. So for that matter, I'm a patriot and I continue to be a patriot and I'll be focused.
Now, just finally before you go, I'm just curious and I just want to know whether you know. Do you know if your other colleague has been written to? So for instance, did the party seek his input into in coming up with a final decision? Whether was he part of the meeting that finally deliberated on this matter? And
I wasn't part of the NEC meeting yesterday, but
okay,
what I was told was that the first NEC meeting he was part, and yesterday's meeting he was part as well.
He was part of yesterday's meeting?
Yes, please.
But under normal circumstances, are you guys supposed to be part of the NEC meetings?
I am not a NEC member. I don't know in which capacity he was there at the meeting. But what I know is that I'm not a NEC member. And looking at the constitution of NEC, I can't tell whether he is a member or not. I don't know about that.
Aja, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Steve.